What's up, guys? So this last weekend I had the opportunity to go do Autocross in San Diego, and it was actually the first type of any sort of racing that I've ever done in my life. So it was definitely a fun experience. If you don't know what Autocross is, it's generally where people will set up in a lot of some sorts, like a parking lot or a lot in a racetrack, which is what was the case here. And they will set up an area where people can race around. It's set up with cones, so it's a general track, and people try to go about it as fast as they possibly can. Usually it's a short, track. It's in a parking lot. So this one was average. It's supposed to be 60, 70 seconds for a normal lap. The idea is to get your car to drive as well as it can, well, for you to drive as well as your car can in a small area. So it's not necessarily about power, it's more about turning and all that other fun stuff. So this is just a basic overview of what happened before, during, and after the event, and a little bit of a recap. So these just came in. Let's see what they are. I have found a cutting device. Handle with care. Good luck. 1, 2, 3. What I ended up doing before the track day was I went to Facebook Marketplace and I found a set of wheels for $250, I believe. And so to go with those wheels, of course, I bought a set of tires. So these are, the wheels I got are 205 by 17 by 45s for my 7-inch wheel. It fits on really nicely. It's kind of sketchy because I'm much more likely to get curb rash with these wheels, because the nice thing about my other wheels is they're more concave. However, these wheels, they have more space for my brakes, which is super nice because it's kind of hard to find wheels for my brakes. So I got them mounted on. I ended up buying my tires online off of eBay because they were a lot cheaper. However, they were slightly old. I believe I'm going to be able to burn them off faster than they are going to deteriorate or get too old. And at this point, I tested it to make sure, because I didn't know if I had a sensor in the wheel or not, and I tested to make sure that everything was going fine. My dog. See, in 2 days, kind of overslept, so now I kind of need to book it because I'm trying to skip traffic. Oh yeah, that's how the wheels look on the car now. A little bit bulky, but I don't know, I like it. I might have already driven out, but I forgot my shoes, so I wouldn't want to spend a whole weekend wearing those. But now I'm about to drive. It's about 8 o'clock, 37. Oh my goodness, it's not that cold. It is not freezing, but my car was a little frosty in the morning. Yeah, 7:50. So I kind of need to book it because I'm about to be stuck in traffic for half a day. Anyone? Let's go. Made it to Santa Rosa about, and just filled up for the second time. And look how there's this bougie chevron right here, like thing. I don't know, you can't really see it on the inside, but it's super bougie. So to keep the cost down, what they do in autocross typically is everyone has to do some type of work. So the people who are signing people in, or the people who are checking to make sure your car is safe, or the people who are doing the times, most of them are all driving in autocross as well. So what one of the most common jobs is, however, is to make sure when someone hits cones, other people have to set them back up. So that was what my job was, to make sure when someone hit cones that I had to set them back up. However, it was also pretty cool to be out there and to see some of the different cars. I ended up actually going into a position where I expected a lot more people to hit cones. However, they only hit cones a couple of times. So that was pretty cool. So I was able to actually get some of the videos of the people going by. As you're going to see soon, we kind of just got lined up. We got in our cars and lined up based on what car we had. I got in the instructor line because I needed an instructor because it was my first time, which is really cool that they offer for new people who haven't gone here before. You go in and then the flag person makes sure that only 1 or 2 people, or maybe 3 people, are on the track, so that if someone spins out, then everything will be fine. This is a lot different than regular driving, because you are usually in first or second, usually just in second the whole time. First gear you start off, and then second gear you're just going. That's if you have a manual car. You're just driving hard and braking hard. So besides that, you're going around the turns as fast as you can, and some of the turns are kind of loose because this isn't necessarily like asphalt. It's some places that are really loose from either other people going or just the loose gravel. Because it was my first time, I ended up not doing too great. I ended up getting 8 seconds worse than the best person with my car. They ended up getting, I believe, a 58, and I ended up getting a 66. So for my first time, I can't be, too mad. I could have definitely done a lot better. As you can see, I'm going pretty far from some of the cones that I should have been almost touching. But besides that, I have a lot to learn. This was my first time, and it was definitely a good learning experience for me. I believe this was the lap that was my best one. So he starts me off, and as you can see in the very beginning, I do hit the first cone. It's kind of a mistake. So then I go off straight, and then I brake right about now for this hard turn, go, and then keep trying to add gas, but I felt the back end kind of kicking out as I tried to keep adding gas, so that was kind of tricky. And I didn't get too close to that cone. I got closer to this cone and then went on the right side of this one and then right inside of that one. And then this turn was kind of tricky because it was a super hard turn. So a lot of the time I wouldn't slow down fast enough, and I would have to almost come to a stop when coming into that turn, and coming out of that turn you go straight into another turn. And this turn I was able to take a little faster, and then right after this turn was a longer straight with 3 cones that you kind of just had to go slightly around, and then another fast hard turn where there were 2 lines where someone had braked hardly and I guess skidded, which was a good indicator of where I was supposed to stop. And then this turn, I always took this one on this outside a little too wide, but after that it's kind of just some smaller turns that you kind of have to stay slow for, and then a straight, and then that's the end of the lap. What's really cool about going to places like Autocross is a lot of times you'll meet random people and you'll be able to have like nice conversations with them after just meeting them.
I was like, there's a reason why this guy is just saying his last name is Smart.
It's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I wanted to drive out early because I did not want to get stuck in LA, because traffic is one of my least favorite things in a manual car.
You guys enjoyed the video. I definitely enjoyed making it and going to Autocross. It's definitely something I want to do in the future and try to get better at it as I keep going with it. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. I can try my best to answer them. But yeah, if you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe. That would help me out a bunch. If you want to see the projects that I'm working on, I'm sorry that I took a little bit of a break, but I've had a bunch of things come up, a bunch of roadblocks. However, hopefully next week I'll be able to post the next video for the Justy, so that's coming up, as well as a new series coming after New Year's, so that's also going to be fun. But for now, have a good one and see you next time.